All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm Quinn with Exos at Autodesk. We are based out of San Rafael, and we're going to get into some abs and core today. Same sort of style, got a little bit of a warm up, then we're going to go through 2 circuits and finish off with some stretching and some cool down. All right, so thank you again, and let's get right to it. All right, so first thing we're going to do is start warming up our shoulders. And we're going to start with just a couple of, let me adjust my screen here just a little bit. Good, there we are. So we're just going to start with a couple of arm circles. So we're just going to go right out to the sides and going into some forward small circles. Just nice and quick, getting warmed up as we start getting bigger and bigger. Pulling those shoulders back, pinching the shoulder blades together as we get wide and wide. All right, and smaller, smaller, smaller. Change direction, starting small and getting bigger, bigger, and bigger with our arms. And then back in, smaller, smaller, smaller as we come in tight. Good. Next up, we've got our side bends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my hand up over my head towards my other ear, and I'm going to pull that elbow all the way to the other side, opening up the hip and the rest of the obliques there. Back up. Other hand up and over, and falling to the side, dropping that ear down to the floor, pointing that elbow up to the ceiling, really opening up and back up. Okay. Good. All right. Next up, we're just going to do our side-to-side squats. So start working into the hips here, and we're going to go down to the side and back to the other side here. Sorry guys, I got to turn this on. Sorry about that. I was having some other electrical issues. As I was saying, we're going to get back into it, moving side to side, warming up the hips, getting nice and inside of the leg here. Easy back and forth pace. Just starting to warm up everything there. All right, next we got our knee hugs. So we're going to pull our knee up to the chest, stretching out into that hamstring and the glute. Getting a good tug at the top, really trying to rock back into that stretch. A few more. Last one. And good. All right. Last one of the warm up. We're going to get down onto our mat, hands and knees. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So first one, we're just going to drop the belly button and the spine down towards the ground. As we exhale, all of the air out. Inhaling up, pulling the belly button up towards the spine and rounding up the back. Arching all the way at the top, pushing your hands away from the body and relaxing, exhaling as you drop the stomach back down. Good. And up again. And down. Good. And one more, pulling up. And back down. Good. Okay. First one of our circuit that we're going to do here today is a little bit of a new one. They're just going to be plank, single arm extensions, and foot raises. So let me show you here. We're going to go up into a plank position, getting our feet out wide. We're going to pick one hand up and bring it up to our head and back down. Other hand up and down. One foot up, other foot up. And you're just going to keep going around in a circle just like that. So once you do both feet, go back to that first hand and down back to the feet. Up, 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 up. Last one. And down. All right. Next up, we've got our mountain climbers. So we're actually going to stay in that plank position, but we're going to have our feet a little closer together. Feet come back, knees come up, and we're driving up, knee to chest. At a nice, quick pace. Getting that heart rate up. Really working the shoulders here. Let's go, a few more seconds, keep it up. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good, next up, we have our heel tap sit-ups. So we're gonna go flat onto our backs, knees bent. Your hands are gonna start by your hips, and you're gonna crunch up, reaching towards the heels, tapping the heel and crunching back down. So up, keeping those hands on the ground, sliding the fingertips down towards the heels, tapping and back down. Good. Nice working pace. Going nice and even, up and down. Got a few more seconds here. And rest. Good. Next up, we have our single leg raises. So we're going to extend out both legs flat on the ground. One leg at a time. We're going to raise it straight up into the air and slowly control back down. Other leg, slow and control back down. And as you're waiting with that other leg extended out, you're letting it sit above the ground. So you want to keep the heel about 2 inches off the ground. We're going nice and slow down, back into that extended out position. Few more seconds. And done. Good. Next up, we have our bird dogs. So we're going to flip over onto our hands and knees. Getting the hands right below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. We're going to extend out opposite arm and leg. So I'm going right hand out, left leg back. Extending out at the top, getting a nice straight line, holding, and coming back down, switching sides. Left hand out, right leg back, holding, nice straight line, and back down. Slow back down, regain that stability, and transfer to the other side. Good. You want to try and keep your hips and shoulders level here. Nice and even. A few more. And last one. And good. All right. Now we're heading right back into those plank single arm extensions and foot raises. So this way we're going to go the other direction. So we're going to pop the knees up as the feet come back. Right hand out. Left hand out. Left foot. Right foot. And back to the hand. Make sure to keep those shoulders low and pulled back towards the hips there. Few more. We'll make this the last one. Up, up, and back down. All right. A little break with the shoulders, sitting back into child's pose, getting some rest before those mountain climbers, and we're back up into it, okay? So hands below the shoulders, feet and knees go back, and we're driving the knees up to the chest, one at a time. Quick feet coming up, snapping up towards your hands, and driving straight back. So let's go, about 10 more seconds. Keep up a good pace. Almost there. And rest. Good. Next up, we have those heel tap sit-ups. So, flipping over onto our backside. We got our feet flat on the ground, hands down by the hips, and we're crunching up, sliding the hands on the floor to the heel. Working at a nice, even tempo, not just dropping our chest back down to the ground, but controlling the weight. Few more seconds. And rest. Good. Next up, we have our single leg raises, okay? So remember, we're going nice and slow on the way down here. You can get your hands underneath your hips for a little bit more leverage, but we're going one leg at a time, heels up off the ground the whole time, and up. Nice and slow, back down. Nice and in control of that leg dropping down. Oop. Went a little fast there. Good, we got a few more. And rest. Nice job. Finishing off our first circuit with bird dogs. So we're going to flip over onto our hands and knees. Getting the hands right below the shoulders, knees right below the hips. We're going to extend opposite hand, opposite leg straight out. Holding. Nice tall pose. And coming back down. Transferring to the other side. Extending out. Holding. Having a nice extended pose. And we're coming down. Switching out. Holding. And staying at this pace for just two more. And out. And rest. Good. Next up, we're going to start our second circuit off with some snow angels. So we're going to lay straight down onto our stomach. We're going to get our hands extended up above our heads, and we're going to pop up and bring the hands out and around down to the hips and back out in front. Okay, so really keeping that chest up, getting a nice breaststroke all the way out to the sides, pulling those shoulders down to the hips, getting that chest up off the ground, and really working through some shoulder range of motion here. A few more. Last one. And down. Good. Next up, we have our plank. So now that we got our shoulders nice and good, we're going to put our forearms down on the ground, flatten them out. We're going to keep our legs extended, and from the toes all the way to the forearms, you're going to press the knees up, holding in a 30-second plank. Nice, tall. You want your shoulders level with your hips, pushing the ground away from you with your forearms, getting your belly button up to your spine. Locking that in and holding. Got a few more seconds. And down. Good. Next up, we're flipping over onto our backs. We've got dead bugs. So we're going flat on our backside. We're going to bring the knees up, feet flat, kick the feet out so that we're at a 90-degree, hands on the knees, and we're going to extend opposite hand, opposite leg down to the ground, giving a tap and coming back in. So just like those bird dogs, but you're flipped onto your back. Working on that extension here and flexion as we come back up. A few more seconds. And rest. Good. Next up, we have our flutter kicks. So we're going to extend the legs out, bringing the hands underneath the hips, heels about 2 to 3 inches off the ground, and we're going to kick straight up and down, nice and quick. Going quick, straight up and down. Kick, 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 kick. Keep it going. And we're going side to side, so crisscrossing on top of each other. Nice and quick. And rest. Good. Last one of this circuit we've got is a side plank. So we're going to get onto our side, get our elbow underneath our shoulder. We're going to extend the feet out. Get a little bit higher on my mat here. Extend the feet out and pick the hips up, pressing away from the ground with your shoulder and your elbow. And holding up. Nice and locked in here. You can always spread out your feet or put your knees back down on the ground for a little bit of stability. We got a few more seconds here. And then we're switching sides. And switch. Holding. Keeping those hips up off the ground. Few more seconds. Keep working hard, keep focusing, and down. Good. All right. We're going back into those snow angels. So getting our hands directly out in front of us. Laying on our stomach. We're going to bring the hands up off the ground with the chest, spreading them out wide, reaching down towards the hips, and back up top, 2 in front, and working around in these big sweeping circles with the arms. Got a few more here. Keep holding. Last one. And down. Good. Next up, we're going into our plank. Forearms down on the ground, keeping the feet back. And we're pressing the knees and hips up off the ground with our forearms, sucking the belly button up into the spine, pushing the ground away, extending the legs out, keeping those hips level with the shoulders. Good. Few more seconds. Holding on here. Keeping that hip up, nice and level with the shoulders. Three, two, one, down. Good. Now we're flipping over onto our back for a set of dead bugs. So we're getting the knees up, feet flat. You're going to bring the feet up off the ground to 90 degrees. Get your hands on top of the knees, and you're going to extend one leg out, one hand back, making sure that you're working opposite sides of the upper and lower body here. Nice, even pace. Trying to keep your back flat on the ground, really engaging those hips and lower abdominal muscles here. Going nice and in control. Light tap on the ground and coming straight back up. Few more. And rest. Good. Next up, we have our flutter kicks. All right, almost there, guys. So we're going to get our hands underneath our hips, feet extended out. We're going to get our heels up off the ground about 3 inches, and we're kicking straight up and down, quick with the feet. Quick, quick, quick. Nice and fast, getting those feet and toes up. Let's go side to side. Crisscrossing our toes. Keep up the good work. A few more seconds. And rest. Good. Next up, we've got our side plank. Last 2, 30 seconds on each side. And then we're going to get down with the cool down. So we're going to go ahead and get our forearm down on the ground, laying on the side of our hip, extending the feet out, pushing the ground away and getting the hips up. Holding a nice high position, getting a nice line from your feet down to your shoulder. You don't want to be sagging or scooting too high up into the air, but nice and flat. Keep it up. Keep up the hard work. Almost done here. Let's go. A few more seconds and switch. Flipping over to the other side and popping up. Getting a nice solid hold. Remember, you can always spread your feet out or bring the knees down for a little bit extra stability there. Let's go a few more seconds. Almost done. Keep going. Finish strong. 2, 1, and release. Nice job, everybody. We're going to go ahead and lay down onto our back. Legs extended out. Hands up above the head. Getting a nice, long little lay down here as we catch our breath. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale in. And exhale out. One more, inhale in. And exhale out. Okay, for our first stretch here, we're gonna roll over onto our side. So getting your shoulder stacked on top of each other. You're gonna place your bottom arm straight out in front of you like this, okay? So I have my arms straight out in front from the chest. My other hand is gonna come on top. My top leg is gonna bend while my bottom leg stays extended. So both hands out in front, top knee is bent, and I'm gonna bring my top hand all the way up above me, and I'm gonna drop it behind as I use my eyes to follow my fingertips. So again, sweeping all the way up to the top, so you're looking at the ceiling as you extend your hand up, and then you're gonna drop the hand back. You wanna make sure you're keeping that knee down on the ground, so you can use that bottom hand to hold the knee. As you drop and twist back, you should be getting a good rotation through the lumbar spine. Making sure to breathe really deeply here and move very slowly as we stretch through. And twisting back up, bringing that hand up and over, and reconnecting back in front. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides. So flip over or roll over to the other side. But I'm gonna now come down, extend that bottom arm straight out in front. Bottom leg is gonna stay straight. Top knee is gonna bend up to a 90 degree. Top hand comes extended out in front of the chest. And we're gonna reach out, sweeping up, using our eyes to follow our fingertips as we drop the arm back down behind us. Grabbing the knee to keep it flat on the ground, pressing down into the ground, and dropping our shoulder to the floor. Breathing in nice and deep. And twisting back up, all the way back down to straight out in front of us. All right, and we're gonna pop up off of the mat. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining today. I always appreciate you coming in. Just a reminder, our fitness center will be closed tomorrow on the 17th, as well as for the next 2 weeks while we're on our weeks of rest. We will be opening up again at the new year. So hope to see all you guys in there. And please take a look at our YouTube channel over the next 2 weeks, because we will not be hosting any virtual classes for those 2 weeks as well. So you guys can hop on our YouTube and get a good look at what we got there. But thank you guys so much, and hope to see you in the next year.